Recently, I decided to add another story in this rabbit hole journey of mine of becoming an audiophile. I thought to myself, I have headsets, I have Bluetooth headsets, I have portable amp DACs. Why don't I add IEMs to my inventory? So I decided to review the recently released FD1 and then something a little older from Fiio to see how they've improved on it, the FH1s. Welcome back, it's your boy Gadget Fox. Thanks again for stopping by and watching yet another video of a product where I've spent my own money, not being sponsored at all, on an item that I thought would improve either my technology experience, music listening experience, or any type of experience. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I try to release a video every week of something that I've purchased, and I try to share my opinion of it. If you like the video, go ahead and like. If you don't, go ahead and dislike. It's a free world. What I decided to add to my inventory lately are IEMs. They're more portable, they're comfortable, and they direct the music in a different type of way. So I decided to purchase the FD1 from Fiio and an FH1s from Fiio as well. Now, I wasn't expecting to be blown away the way I did by each of these products. And I can't wait to bring future IEMs because I know these are not the only things out there in the market, and I really want to make sure I get to the bottom line of something that serves my purpose extremely well. Now, what really brought me to these IEMs? Since I'm new to this, I didn't want to blow a whole bunch of money just trying to see all the various and expensive types of IEMs out there. I wanted to see and give you guys my review of the best bang for buck. So each of these IEMs are just a little over $50. And I've got to say, I'm impressed. Let's go down below and see what they come with.
Let's do a quick unboxing of the FD1. As always, their packaging is good and clean. Here's the pamphlet. Then the FD1 themselves. Alongside of them come the 3.5mm headphone jack and also the copper wiring. I've got to say it looks really good. Next is another box, and I'm assuming that this is going to hold the hard case that gives you the 3 sets of ear tips that comes with the FD1. First, I'm sure it's going to be the foam ear tips. I've got to say, this is great value for $50. You can get these out in Amazon for $10. Next comes the base ear tips. You get 2 large, 2 mediums, and 2 smalls. And then lastly are the balanced ear tips, 2 large, 2 mediums, 2 smalls. I've got to say, these look extremely beautiful. It's hard to believe that these earpieces are only $50. I can't wait to just run them to the ground and see how they sound. Let's do a quick but similar unboxing of the FH1s. As you can see, they're displayed similarly as the FD1s. They come with the same copper wire and the 3.5mm jack. Inside also is the translucent hard case that holds 3 different sets of earpieces, just as heavily accessorized as the FD1. Let's put this to the side. I just can't believe that both of these earpieces are worth only $50. Now let me take these 2 for a drive, get myself ready for a long session of listening so I can give my honest opinion.
As you can see, both of the IEMs are pretty much built similarly to each other. The FH1s here on the left and the FD1 on the right. Each of them are considerate in every tiny detail, both having them aluminum alloyed sound tubes, 78mm 2-pin connectors, gold-plated 3.5 plug, left blue and right red unit markers, and technical metal splitters. Now the key difference between each of the IEMs, as you can see, the FH1 here has a 13mm driver shaped in a gear form, while the FD1 comes in a 10mm driver plated with beryllium, which each has its own particular characteristic as far as treble response, mid-range response, and bass response. My experience after burning each of the two for about 9 to 10 hours, because you just have to do that, especially with the FD1s. I've seen a couple people complain that the FD1s are just a bit too bright for their liking, but they're not giving a fair assessment to the FD1s because after burning each of them for 9 to 10 hours, the sound is distinctively different. The FH1s is rated at 26 ohms, while the FD1 is rated at 32 ohms. So each really should not have a problem with being powered by a cell phone or a small portable amp DAC. I use the BTX5 from Fiio, which I believe gives me the best sound, balanced or unbalanced, for testing out IEMs. The FD1 is a much welcome improvement of the FH1s. The bass is really nice and tight. They sort of remind me of the fast bass you get in some balanced amateur headphones. To sum it up, the bass is deep but not flappy, detailed and fast. The mid-range of the FD1 certainly can pull details out of my recordings. I'm generally able to hear tiny details, the vocalist's breathing, additional echoes, and track layering. Treble, I think the best description I can give is that they're slightly more mellow than any of the other IEMs reviewed on YouTube. But this is a sound character I really like. I'm really impressed with these headphones. They offer a taste of the high end at a budget price. They're comfortable, sound great, and don't require crazy hardware to drive them to the high levels, which they're not the best for external isolation. They also don't have too much thud when you're walking around the house. Very highly recommend these headsets. The FH1's bass, by comparison, offers a better sub-bass performance. It goes much lower, taking in consideration a lot of the sub-bass performance in the music I've listened to. I presume it's going as low as 10 hertz. Mid-range, the totality shifted accordingly, but I most felt their outline and not the full weight of the mid-range. Mid-range itself is defined, but it is a linear and doesn't call for my attention. It is something or sometimes weighty, full-bodied, and decent enough for a mid-range addict like myself. Treble is extended, very present, attracts my attention, has a clear shape and texture. It certainly has a lot of positive, like it's clear and detailed, end-to-end extension, textured, and the speed of the nose armature and big old dynamic installed really is present. It's where the mid-range general turning or tuning comes into that I have some issues with. Bass is fine, but as you head into the mids, the upper mid peak results in an unnatural presentation and, at least for me, a very fatiguing sound. The treble is also fairly well emphasized, which results in a double dose of brightness. Not my kind of thing, even after burning it for 10 hours. So I've got to say, I'm glad I decided to try out these IEMs. First impression, again, it's just surprising to me that things can sound this great for just a little over $50. So regardless of what I decide to choose, I think either of the two are going to be very good for you if you try them out, especially as this is your first venture into using IEMs. You're going to be equally as impressed. But which one stays with me and which one goes back to the store? Well, I'm going with the FD1s. The mid is just a lot better for me than the FH1s. And though the bass may not be as deep, it's still respectable. And the treble is extremely well done. I'm just a guy who listens to a lot of vocalists, and the FD1 really matches my taste. So even though I didn't stick with the FH1s, they're still good. If you're a bass head, either the two are going to do really well for you, but the FH1s is going to give you that more deeper bass. But I like a more well-rounded performance. So that's why I'm sticking with the FD1. Stay put, because this is not going to be my last review of an IEM, because there's just a crap load of sub 100 IEMs. And if under $100 this sounds this well, this sounds so great, why not try the others? Stay tuned. Let's see what happens. Thank you for stopping by. Gadget Fox.